How is it going, good people of YouTube? Welcome to yet another concept series video. This one is gonna be a bit different from the other ones that I've done so far. So this one is actually going to be Spirit Halloween as a asymmetrical horror game. Um it's probably gonna be called like Spirit Halloween, either Night of the Haunt or some other title. This is kind of a idea that I just kind of popped in my head earlier today as I was watching videos of people, going to Spirit Halloween stores and looking at all the animatronics, and then also people who uh, do unbox, unbox animatronic monsters and demo them and stuff like that. So here's the overview. So Spirit Halloween Night of the Haunt is an asymmetrical multiplayer horror game, 4 versus 1, which is mainly inspired by Dead by Daylight. That would be kind of the main inspiration here. Set in a sprawling, eerie Spirit Halloween superstore after hours. That's kind of like, there would be other maps too aside from just that. 4 survivors, a mix of thrill-seeking teens and store employees, must work together to escape the store while being hunted by a supernatural killer drawn from Spirit Halloween's iconic animatronics and costumes. The game blends tense survival horror with the campy, spooky aesthetic of Spirit Halloween, featuring randomized store layouts, thematic objectives, and a roster of killers with unique abilities. I'm kind of talking a little quiet here because it's like 10. It's like 10 at night for me, so I'm kind of trying to not talk too loud. I'll have to turn up my voice in editing for the video. Um, so the core gameplay, the asymmetrical structure. So 4 survivors, 1 killer would be the main one. 4 that's the core gameplay. But 4 survivors cooperate to complete objectives and escape while the killer hunts them down to prevent their escape. Matches take place in a procedurally generated Spirit Halloween store, and it can be any. Actually, it could be a Spirit Halloween store that that has like different aesthetics. So like one would be like an industrial type map. The other is very kind of, Transylvanian, stuff like that. There'd be they're all they're all Spirit Halloween stores, but they're a very supernatural twisted version of a Spirit Halloween store, to the point where, you know, all the things that you see, don't look real. They look, or they do look real, never mind. They do look real. So, with shifting, it would have the procedurally generated Spirit Halloween store would have shifting aisles, dark stock rooms, and haunted display areas. Survivors in third person are survivors in third person. Survivors play in third person for better situational awareness. The killer plays in first person for immersion. So the survivor objective: survivors must repair 5 spirit generators scattered across the store to power the exit doors. Or the exit portal, as I should say. Generators are themed as flickering Halloween decorations, like fog machines, strobe lights, or animatronic power cores. Um, Additional objectives include finding keys to unlock restricted areas, e.g., the manager's office or the loading dock, or disabling haunted traps, e.g., possessed jack-o'-lanterns or motion-activated props. Um, Survivors can escape through the main entrance, the back exit, or a hidden vent system. Once once all of the objectives are completed. So the killer objective: prevent survivors from escaping by downing them and placing them in haunted displays, which would be something like a coffin prop or a chained up costume rack, stuff like that. Um, if a survivor is hooked 3 times, uh, they're they're consumed by the store's supernatural force, becoming a ghostly minion that hinders other survivors. So if survivors are hooked 3 times and they die on hook, they're consumed by the store's supernatural force, and they become a ghostly minion that hinders the other survivors, which is either gonna would either work really good or really bad. But I thought I would include it anyway. Um, Killers can sabotage generators, set traps, or activate store-wide effects like things like fog and flickering lights to disorient players. The setting and atmosphere, so the location, a massive labyrinth spirit Halloween store that feels alive and malevolent. Aisles shift subtly, decorations come to life, and the store's supernatural energy warps reality. The visuals: neon signs, flickering fluorescent lights, and shelves packed with costumes, animatronics, and spooky props. Randomized layouts ensure no two matches feel the same. The sound: creepy background music, distant animatronic laughter, and sudden jump scare sounds from triggered props. Survivors hear a heartbeat when the killer is near. A heartbeat or a theme song. Or, like, maybe not a, yeah, like, yeah. Um, Thematic areas. So, the costume aisle, rows of masks and other outfits that obscure hiding spots. That would be a costume aisle. The animatronic graveyard, a dark corner with broken, glitching animatronics that may activate randomly. These are like the main areas of the the map. The haunted house section, a maze-like display with fog, mirrors, and jump scare props. The stock room, another thematic area, a claustrophobic back area with crates and flickering lights. Alright, now we're getting into the survivors. So some of the archetypes. So there would be a store employee, knows the store layout, excels at finding items. A thrill seeker, fast and fragile, good at evading killer. Another survivor type, techie, skilled at repairing generators quickly. Another archetype, occultist, can temporarily disable haunted traps or sense the killer's presence. Abilities: each survivor has a unique ability like faster healing, stealthier movement, or sabotaging killer traps. Customization: survivors can equip Halloween-themed cosmetics, so things like, you know, skeleton onesies or witch hats, stuff like that, which would be earned through gameplay. Teamwork is a big sense of this as well, so survivors can use store items like flashlights to stun the killer, firecrackers for distractions, or costume masks to briefly disguise themselves. Next up, we have the killers. So the concept: each killer is a possessed spirit Halloween animatronic or costume brought to life by the store's dark energy. Some example killers: the Pumpkin King, a towering jack-o'-lantern animatronic with a flaming scythe. Power: Harvest Blaze, throws flaming pumpkins that create hazardous fire patches. Special ability: can summon ghostly pumpkins to scout for survivors. Another killer type: the Phantom Clown, a creepy clown costume with a sinister grin. The power: Laughing Terror, emits a disorienting laugh that distorts survivors' vision and audio. Special ability: can teleport short distances through mirrors in the store. Another killer: the Wraith Bride, a ghostly bribe animatronic in a tattered gown. Power: Veil of Sorrow, creates spectral clones to confuse survivors. Special ability: can phase through walls for ambushes, stuff like that. Another one: the Chainsaw Ghoul, a zombie-like figure wielding a buzzing chainsaw prop. Power: frenzied slash, charges with increased speed, dealing massive damage. Special ability: can destroy pallets and barricades instantly. Killer customization. So killers can unlock alternate skins, which would be different costume variants and eerie sounds, stuff like that. Gameplay mechanics, so stealth and chases. Survivors can hide in costume racks, under tables, or behind props. Killers rely on tracking via blood trails and footprints, and supernatural senses to hunt. Chase sequences feature dynamic obstacles like falling shelves or exploding Halloween props. Perks and progression. Both survivors and killers unlock perks through a progression system, enhancing abilities or adding new strategies, so things like faster generator repair or stronger traps. A blood web style system, which is inspired directly from Dead by Daylight, lets players spend earned points on perks, items, and cosmetics. Store events: randomized events like a fog surge reduces visibility, or an animatronic uprising props attack survivors would keep matches unpredictable. Escape mechanics: survivors can open an exit and survive a final chase to escape. Another escape mechanic: if one survivor remains, a last stand event triggers, giving them a chance to find a hidden exit or fight back, and stuff like that. Unique features: so Spirit Halloween aesthetic. The game leans into the brand's campy horror vibe, with the top with the over-the-top killers and quirky survivor items, like using a plastic pitchfork as a weapon. Um, Dynamic store layout: procedurally generated aisles and sections ensure replayability, as well as new map themes and map variants as well. Seasonal events: special Halloween themed updates like limited time killers, like a possessed Santa animatronic for a Christmas crossover, and exclusive cosmetics. Lore. So some of the lore: the store is a nexus of supernatural enemy of supernatural energy cursed by a forgotten ritual tied to Halloween. Each killer and survivor has a backstory tied to the store's history, revealed through collectible notes. Community engagement. Players can vote on new killer designs or costumes inspired by real Spirit Halloween products. Monetizations and platforms. So PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch are the platforms. Monetization, base game with a roster of 4 killers and 8 survivors. DLC packs for new killers, survivors, and store sections. Cosmetic microtransactions for costumes, killer skins, and store decorations. Battle Pass, a Battle Pass system with Spirit Halloween themed rewards like a glowing skull, emotes, or neon witch hats. Crossovers, so potential collaborations with horror IPs. So like Trick or Treat's Sam as a killer, or Spirit Halloween's licensed costumes, which they have already. Spirit Halloween has many licensed products from many different IPs. Um, didn't I add? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I actually for this one I added 10 more, actually 20 more additional killer and survivor archetypes because why the hell not? So some of the killer archetypes. Number 1, Headless Horseman animatronic, a towering decapitated rider animatronic wielding a flaming sword inspired by a Spirit Halloween display. Its head floats nearby, glowing ominously. The power, Galloping Doom. Charges across the map on a spectral horse, knocking survivors aside and creating shockwaves that disrupt generator repairs. Special ability can detach its head to scout ahead, revealing survivor auras with a small radius. Um, Next one, the Cursed Marionette. A puppet costume with jerky movements and glowing strings as if controlled by an unseen force. The power, puppets strings, launches ethereal strings to ensnare survivors, slowing them or pulling them toward the killer. Special ability can climb walls or hang from ceilings to ambush from above. Another killer, the Graveyard Scarecrow. Description: a burlap-clad scarecrow animatronic stuffed with straw and glowing eyes, surrounded by spectral crows. The power, Flock of Fear, summons a swarm of crows to obscure survivors' vision and reveal their locations when they scream. Special ability can plant decoy scarecrows that mimic its appearance, confusing survivors. Another killer, the Haunted Jester. Description: a jester costume with a maniacal grin, jingling bells, and a deadly scepter. Scepter embodying chaotic mischief. The power, Jester's Gambit, throwing bouncing explosive jack-in-the-boxes that detonate after a delay, injuring survivors. Special ability, gains speed boost when survivors fail skill checks, cackling to disorient them. Another killer, the Demon Gargoyle. Uh, Description: a stone-like animatronic gargoyle with glowing red eyes and bat-like wings, perched on store shelves. Power, Stone Shriek. Emits a deafening screech that temporarily disables survivors' interactions with generators, so things like generators and healing. Special ability, can glide short distances to close gaps or leap onto elevated platforms. Um, Next up, the possessed mannequin, a faceless mannequin in a tattered costume, uh, moving unnaturally and mimicking survivor poses. Power, mimics curse, temporarily disguises itself as a survivor into the environment to ambush. Special ability, can freeze in place to become nearly invisible. Um, activating activating when survivors approach. Next up, the Reaper's Lantern, a cloaked figure holding a glowing, cursed lantern that emits ghostly whispers. Power, Soul Light, casts a beam of light that drains survivors' stamina, slowing them and revealing their tracks. Special ability, can extinguish all store lights, temporarily plunging the map into darkness. Next killer, the Toxic Witch. Description, a cackling witch animatronic with a bubbling cauldron dripping with neon green ooze. Power, Witch's Brew, lobs toxic potions that create poisonous clouds, damaging survivors over time. Special ability, can curse generators, causing them to regress faster when not actively repaired. Next up, the Phantom Pirate, a skeletal pirate costume with a ghostly cutlass and a spectral parrot companion. Power, ghostly broadside, fires a cannonball of spectral energy that explodes on impact, knocking survivors back. Special ability, the parrot can scout and mark survivors, alerting the killer of their location. Next killer, the Clockwork Ghoul. Description, a steampunk-inspired zombie animatronic with grinding gears and a tickling clock in its chest. A ticking clock in its chest. Power, Time Warp, slows time briefly in a radius, making survivor actions like running and repairing sluggish. Special ability, can rewind its own position to spot from a few seconds ago for surprise attacks. So it can rewind its own position to a spot. Yeah, it can basically go back to where it was before, basically. Now we have the survivor archetypes. So we have the Night Shift Manager, a seasoned Spirit Halloween employee who knows every corner of the store. Perk, Store Savvy, reveals the locations of generators and exits within a certain radius at the start of the match. Playstyle, excels at navigating the map and guiding teammates to objectives. Next survivor archetype, the Costume Designer, description, a creative who crafts disguises to evade the killer. Perk, Quick Change, can equip a costume from racks to temporarily appear as a neutral prop, reducing killer detection. Playstyle, strong at stealth and avoiding detection during chases. Next archetype, the Paranoid Shopper. Description, a nervous customer who got trapped in the store, always on edge. Perk, Sixth Sense. It gets a warning when the killer is looking in their direction, even through walls. Playstyle, great at avoiding ambushes and warning teammates. Next survivor archetype, the Prankster. Description, a mischievous teen who uses Halloween props to distract the killer. Perk, Trickster's Stash. Can rig props, e.g. fake spiders and noisemakers, to stun or slow the killer. Playstyle, focused on distractions and creating opportunities for escape. The Exorcist, a supernaturalist with knowledge of... Description, a supernaturalist with knowledge of the store's supernatural curse. Perk, Banishment Rite. Can cleanse haunted traps or cursed generators, neutralizing killer effects. Playstyle counters killer abilities and supports team survival. Next archetype, Delivery Driver. Description: A, a tough driver who knows the stockroom and loading docks like the back of their hand. Perk, Backdoor Escape. Unlocks alternate escape routes, which would be like vents and loading bay, faster. So they unlock it faster. They unlock the alternate escape routes faster. Playstyle excels at finding and securing escape routes. Next up, the Tech Geek, a gadget-loving teen who hacks store electronics to their advantage. Perk, Circuit Breaker. Can sabotage store traps or killer abilities by rewinding control panels. Playstyle, strong at disabling killer tools and environmental hazards. Next up, the Urban Explorer. Description: a thrill seeker who breaks into abandoned places for fun. Now stuck in the haunted store. Perk, Adrenaline Junkie. Gains speed boost after surviving a chase for a set time. Playstyle, built for evading killers through high-intensity pursuits. Next archetype, the Halloween Historian. Description: a nerdy enthusiast obsessed with Halloween lore, using their knowledge to survive. Perk, Lore Keeper. Finds collectible notes that reveal killer weaknesses or map secrets. Playstyle, provides strategic advantages through information gathering. Last archetype, the Stunt Performer. Description: a daring performer hired for the store's Halloween events, skilled in physical feats. Perk, Acrobatic Recovery. Recovers faster from falls or stuns and can vault obstacles more efficiently. Playstyle excels at navigating the map and surviving chases with mobility. In integration with gameplay, each killer's power ties into the Spirit Halloween aesthetic using iconic props or themes like pumpkins, puppets, witches to create unique playstyles. Their abilities encourage varied strategies from ambushes to area control, keeping matches dynamic. Survivors, the archetypes offer diverse roles, stealth, support, objective focused to promote teamwork and replayability. Perks are balanced to counter specific killer tactics while fitting the spooky store setting. Customization: both killers and survivors can unlock Spirit Halloween themed cosmetics to enhance the brand's aesthetic. Yeah, and that's everything. That's the whole smorgasbord of everything. Yeah, let me know, leave a like and leave a comment. Let me know, like, hey, what do you think? And make sure to subscribe as well. But yeah, when you leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know what things you would personally change if, and then we can talk about it. But yeah, that's everything. You folks have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.